Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. In last lecture, we have finished our unit number second. The name of the unit number second was the free vibration of single degrees of freedom system. We'll go for in this lecture. We'll start the unit number third. That is the forced vibration of single degrees of freedom system. You can see here the name of the chapter. Third chapter, that is the forced vibration of single degrees of freedom system. Already we have seen in the last lecture, in last chapter, what is meant by the forced vibration and what are the difference between the forced vibration and the free vibration. Okay. What is meant by this forced vibration? The vibration which is occur because of the applying the external force to the system. What is meant by the forced vibration? The forced vibration is nothing but when external force is applied to the system, then whatever the forces are produced in the system or whatever the vibration, whatever the movement is produces is known as the forced vibration. Okay, that we have seen in the last lecture. Forced vibration ला काय करणार आहे आपण? Will give the external force to the system. You can see here, this is a mass spring damper system that also we have seen in the last unit number second. But you can see here for this forced vibration, what is the difference? You can see this is a mass spring damper system. You can see here the K is the spring constant K. C is the damping coefficient C, where X is the displacement, and whatever the force, external force is applied to the system is a F naught cos omega t. Okay, that is the external force. So based on this, whatever the general dynamic equation is produces, that already we have seen, which is the general dynamic equation will be produces, that is the mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to F of t. Where what are the types of the forces produces? कुठल्या type of forces produce होतात system मध्ये? Because of this, first with respect to mass, that is the inertia force. Second one is because of the damping. If damper is provided, the damping force will be produced into the system. And third one is the K into X, because of the spring. That force is now produces as a spring force. Okay, and that all forces, if we add, then there will be a external forces. They are reduced to the external forces as a F of t. Okay, in this system there are the with respect to three forces. Because of this K, that spring force will be produced. Second one is because of this damping coefficient, damping force will be produced, and third one is because of this displacement with respect to spring, K into X, and in the last one there is a external force, that is the F naught, that is the produces into the system. But what is the difference between what is the difference between the free vibration and the forced vibration? As far as this, you can see here, there is a forced vibration response I have seen here. There is in the last unit number second, we have seen the free vibration response, that is only related to the steady state. Okay, there are the only steady state type of the response over there in the free vibration. But in this forced vibration, there are the two types of the responses will be occur. Which type of this? One is the steady state response, and second one is the transient state response. Means if you can see here, there is if forced vibration is occur, this vibration is in terms of this addition of this. First one is steady state, and with respect to the transient state. आता steady state म्हणजे काय? Steady state मध्ये काय असतं? Whatever the amplitude is steady with time. Amplitude, that is the steady with respect to the time. Amplitude or the displacement, which is with respect to time, that will be changes with respect to time. But in this transient state, there is amplitude is varies with respect to the time. That is the constant here. And based on this, there is a force vibration which is produces with respect to these two conditions. First one is the steady state and the transient state. If you ask the question like this, what is the difference between the free vibration and the forced vibration? So you can understand about this. For free vibration, only steady state will be produces. So whatever the derivation we have solved based on the steady state was over there for the unit number second. So for this third unit, for the forced vibration, there are the addition of these two. First one is the steady state and second one is the transient state. Why these two are produces? Two cases, because of this forced vibration. Forced vibration असणार आहे because of these forces. There are we can consider, because with respect to the amplitude is vary with respect to time, as well as the second condition which is transient, means amplitude is varies with respect to time. and by addition of these two, we'll get and the forced vibrations response of the system under a loading condition. Under a force, that is the external force, F of T will be produced, applied to the system. Okay, so all of you write down this in your notebook. I will wait for 2 minutes. We'll go for the derivation number 1. Okay. Once again, if you want, I will tell you what is this forced vibration. You can see here, this is a unit number 3rd, our forced vibration. What is meant by the forced vibration? That F of T will be over here. Then such a system is known as the forced vibration. That is as simple as if this mass spring damper system you have shown, and if there is a external forces applied, that is F naught cos omega t, such a force is over there, then that system is known as a forced vibration. Okay. And there is a two types. So in the forced vibration, there are the two states will be produces. Which are those two states? First one is the steady state and second one is the transient state. Why these are produces? Because of this forced vibration. In this forced vibration, the first one is the amplitude is vary with respect to time. That is the first state, and the second state is amplitude is steady with respect to time. Okay, that's why these are the addition of these two responses we'll get from this steady state as well as the second one is the transient state. So we have to solve these derivations with respect to these two states. First one is with respect to steady state and with respect to the transient state. Okay. So based on this, we'll go for the first derivation. So write down the first derivation. Undamped. आता या ठिकाणी बघा, in last unit we have seen there are two types. First one is the forced vibration. That is with respect to C. That C coefficient is very important over here. C म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? What is meant by the C? C is nothing but a damping coefficient. If C is provided, then it is nothing but a damped system. If C is not provided, that system is a undamped system. So we have to go for the derivation for two types with respect to damping. For the forced vibration of damping system and forced vibration of undamped system. Forced vibration of damped system means C having some value, and forced vibration of undamped system means C is equal to 0. In these two ways, we have to go for the two derivations based on this coefficient of damping as a C. So write down first derivation, that is the undamped forced vibration. Undamped forced vibration. Write down undamped forced vibration. Undamped forced vibration. All of you draw this diagram. Write down. All of you draw this diagram in your notebook. Undamped forced vibration. Name of this is a undamped forced vibration. This word is a undamped forced vibration. Where omega is forced frequency. If we take the free body diagram, we get as a mass into acceleration is equal to total forces acting on the system. तर बघा कुठले कुठले फोर्सेस आहेत mx डबल डॉट इज इक्वल टू kx that is the minus kx and plus f naught into cos of omega t. That is the free body diagram I have calculated here. Okay, you can see here this is the first derivation, that is the undamped forced vibration. In undamped forced vibration, you can see here, you can see in the last diagram there was a c value, there was a second one is the x value, third one is the k value, and last one is the m and f of t. But this system is an undamped forced system. So that in undamped system means c is equal to 0. So that in this system that c is coefficient is 0, means that c will be absent over here. That k is the constant, that is the spring force is always over there. That m is the mass, that is the system mass, and k is the displacement. And whatever the external force, because of this force system, so that external force is over here. And what is this? F of t is equal to f naught cos omega t. Here f naught cos omega t. What is meant by this omega? आपल्या नेहमीचं काय असतं त्या ठिकाणी ओमेगा n. What is this omega n? Omega n is the natural frequency. What is mean by this? Omega n is equal to natural frequency. But this frequency, what is this omega? F naught into cos of omega t, where omega is the forced frequency. Why it is known as forced frequency? Because of this external force that frequency produces. So that this frequency is known as a forced frequency, and it is equal to omega is equal to forced frequency, and omega n, which is for the steady state and which is formed because of the steady state. In the last derivation we have seen only the omega n. Why? Because of this natural frequency is produces in the steady state. So you can see here the difference is that omega n is the natural frequency and omega is the forced frequency. If force is over there, because of this force, whatever the frequency produces is known as the forced frequency. You understand this? And if we take the free body diagram of this, what will happen? If this free body diagram, if I will take, there is a k into x on this side, and there is a free body diagram with respect to mx double dot and f naught cos omega t. And if we take that mx double dot mass into acceleration is equal to total forces acting on the system. If we take like this, then mx double dot is equal to that kx, that will become a minus. Because of this, it will become a plus, that will become a minus. So that will be a minus kx into plus इकडल्या साइडचं काय असणार आहे, that is the plus f naught into cos of omega t. Okay, and that will be again next one, that derivation will produces as a, if you take that minus sign on this side, it will produces mx double dot plus kx equal to f naught cos omega t. Up to this you will you write, you go for the next step, further step. Okay, if you are completed, we will go for the next step. I will erase this now. Another which equation will be produces now? That equation you should write mx double dot plus kx equal to, what is the remaining term? That is the f naught into cos of omega t. That is the equation number 1. You write that is the equation number 1. Okay? Equation number 1. But already we have discussed about this forced vibration. Forced vibration which is produces because of these two stages. Which are these two stages? One is with respect to steady state and second one is with respect to the transient state. So we have to calculate the x with respect to that, we will get as a x of t will be equal to x, that is the xh of t plus xt of t, that is the particular integral, and the for the transient state and the steady state. You can see here, this is for the transient state. Transient state plus steady state. So write down this xh of t. In last derivation we have taken x of t is equal to a into e raised to st. Why? Only steady state over there. So in this case there are the, for forced vibration there are the two stages. One is the transient and second one is the steady state. So we have to solve this derivation for the two cases, for the transient as well as the steady state. Write down this. Go for the next point. From this xh of t is equal to a1 cos of omega nt plus a2 into sine of omega nt, where omega n is equal to root of k by m, and xt of t, that is the particular integral, is equal to x into cos of omega t. So all of you write down this. For two cases you can solve this. For xh of t, that is for harmonic integral. For the harmonic part, xh of t is equal to a1 into cos omega t, for cos omega nt plus a2 into sin omega nt, and for the particular integral, that is the with respect to x into cos of omega t. You can understand here that xh of t, that is the harmonic part, with respect to omega n, that is for the natural frequency. This is with respect to the natural frequency, but in this x particular integral, that is the x into cos of omega t, that omega is nothing but a forced frequency. So there is an addition. If we add these two, we get an x of t, that is the response of forced vibration. So all of you write down this. All of you clear this? Baga, x of t. What is meant by this x of t? X of t is the response of this forced vibration in two stages. One is with respect to the steady state and second one is the ट्रान्झिएंट स्टेट. and if we take this xh of t म्हणजे काय असणार आहे harmonic part which is related to the xh of t, that is the harmonic part is equal to which is related to the omega n, that is the natural frequency a1 cos omega nt plus a2 into sin omega nt, and where omega n is equal to root of k by m. And if we go for this particular integral, that is with respect to the transient state, that will be a x into cos of omega t. So put write this up to this. I will give you the 2-3 lines about the explanation. We go for the next point. Because of excitation force, all of you write down, because of excitation force, because of excitation force, because of excitation force, f naught cos omega t, f naught cos omega t, which is harmonic, which is harmonic, which is harmonic, the particular solution, the particular solution, the particular solution xp of t, the particular solution xp of t is also harmonic, is also harmonic, and has the same frequency, and has the same frequency, and has the same frequency omega, the same frequency omega, and thus we can write, or thus we can assume, thus we can assume, thus we can assume xp of t is equal to xp of t is equal to x into cos of omega t, x into cos of omega t. Okay. Okay. So write down the next point. We'll go for the first, for solving the, that is the already we know that is the condition number 1 for the xh of t, that is for the steady state. You write down this is the equation number 2nd, and based on this we go for this equation number 3rd. So put this remark over there for the equation number 1 as our first general equation, that is the mx double dot plus kx equal to f naught cos omega t, and based on this second one is related to this, that is for xh of t, that is the harmonic force with respect to steady state, that is the a1 cos omega nt plus a2 sin omega nt, and it will be omega n is equal to root of k by m, and based on the particular integral with respect to transient state, that is the second one is the xp of t is equal to x into cos of omega t, where omega is the forced frequency. So based on this, we'll start the solution of this xp of t. x of t is equal to xp of t into is equal to x into cos of omega t, where x is equal to x into cos of omega t, where x of t is equal to x into cos of omega t. But our general equation is, which is our general equation? That equation is equation number 1, काय आपलं mx double dot plus kx equal to f naught cos omega t. So we have to solve this equation for the particular integral. So x of t is equal to x into cos of omega t. So for solving this equation, we have to calculate the first derivative and the second derivative. So how to calculate this first derivative? X dot of t is equal to a minus x into omega into sine of derivative is cos the derivative का असणार है minus sine into omega t. Where if we take the second derivative of these two, it will be equal to काय येणार है minus x omega square into sine चे derivative असणार है cos of omega t. Where x omega square into cos of omega t. If we put these two values in terms of this equation number 1, what will you get? Put this value over here. What will be this? X double dot is minus x omega square into cos of omega t plus k into x, where k is the constant, k into x value किती बघा या ठिकाणी kx into cos of omega t equal to what is the value? That is the f naught into cos of omega t. Okay, so what is the common term? You take it outside. What is the common term? That is the cos omega t into x, that is the common term. In bracket, what is the remaining term as a minus m omega square plus k is equal to f naught into cos of omega t. If we see for the both the sides, there is a cos term. That cos term that is the on the both sides. So from the both side, it will be getting cancelled. So x is equal to what is the remaining term? That is the f naught divided by what is this term? That is the k minus m omega square. That is the remaining term. K minus m omega square. So up to this, all of you write down. Okay, okay, once again I will tell you for this particular integral that x of t is equal to x particular integral is equal to x into cos of omega t, where x is the amplitude, omega is the forced frequency. If we put this x value in terms of this equation number 1, we'll get some resolution. Okay, so for that purpose we have to know this x double dot, that is the double derivative of x, that is the acceleration we want, and x already we know. So for that purpose I have taken the first derivative, that is with respect to t. What is derivative of this? X into cos of omega t, where cos the derivative cancel, there is a minus sign because of the cos derivative is minus sign of omega t into omega, that will become here into x, where x is the constant, sin omega t चा derivative काय असणार आहे, where cos omega t चा derivative काय असणार आहे minus sin omega t into omega. And again we have to take the second derivative. Again there will be a that minus x omega is the same. Again derivative of sin, that is the cos omega t into omega. By putting this value in terms of this equation, what is this m into that is second term I have put here because of the x double dot plus k into x, whatever the x term that already we know that I have put here. And based on this, whatever the common terms I have taken outside, and based on this I got this value as x is equal to f naught upon k minus omega square. So all of that. For the resolution, next one is if we multiplying this, if we divide by this k on both the denominator and numerator divided by k, it will be equal to, that is f naught by k, that will be produced as a x static. Where is the X static will be produces. Now already we know F equal to K into X, so that force is produces as a X static divided by that K that will become as a 1 minus that K by M, so that omega square divided by it will become as a omega N square. So all of you write down this also. That Kx is equal to, I have multiply by that is K on numerator divided by K on numerator divided by K on the denominator on the both the sides, and based on this whatever F not is equal to F is equal to K into X. So X statics will be produces. Why? F naught by K is equal to X, and so that divided by K, that K by K it will be equal to 1. That will become K. K by K, that is 1 minus that omega square as simple as, and divided by K by M, where K by M is the omega N square. So I have put it here this omega N square. So this equation will become as a XST divided by 1 minus omega square divided by omega N square. Now I will tell you the one term. Up to this, all of you write down, please. I will wait for 2 minutes. All of you write down this formula on your notebook for the top. On the top, you write this formula for solving the problems on this chapter. Okay. Write down on the top x is equal to f naught upon 1 minus m omega square. Okay. And both you write here xst divided by 1 minus omega square upon omega n square. So write down the next terminology. I hope all of you finished up this. We go for the next point. Write down next point. I will write down force, that is the frequency ratio. Frequency ratio, you write frequency ratio R is equal to, I will write here, frequency ratio R is equal to omega upon omega n. That is the frequency ratio. All of you write down this. Frequency ratio is equal to R is equal to omega upon omega n. Frequency ratio R is equal to omega upon omega n, where omega is the forced frequency and omega n is the natural frequency. Okay, so based on this, you can put here that xst is equal to, what is this? Xst divided by 1 minus R square. That is the formula. So based on this, you can write xst divided by 1 minus R square. Maybe within 1 minute, our meeting will be over. So all of you join immediately.